Hello and welcome to another episode of Mum's the Word here on Channel Mum. I am joined today by Stacey, Lucy and baby Ashlyn. This is the show where we basically talk about all those topics that you talk about with your mum friends, the hot topics, the debates, the things that really get under our skin, the things that get mums and dads going. Today we are going to talk about stay-at-home mums versus... I think this one might be feeling her nappy, but you know what?
That's just win.
Oh, is it? Oh, good girl.
That's impressive win.
Honest face of parenting and all that. Today we want to talk about stay-at-home mums versus working mums, but already I kind of don't like the fact that I've said versus, because it makes us seem like we're two camps that are pitted against each other and one's right and one's wrong, and that's where the problems start. So, oh my goodness, there's so much we can talk about, but I think before we get into the depths of all of this, I think we should go to the streets of the UK to find out what you think about the whole stay-at-home mum versus the working mum thing.
Stay-at-home mom is okay for the first year. I mean, she has to, I would say. But after that, back to work. But definitely, it has to be that way.
Yeah. Maybe not full time. I don't want to work full time.
No,
right
I mean, no, but it should be.
We'll see.
I think it's fine to be a stay-at-home mum to start with. I think the first 2 years of any child's life is most important, and they get secure. They feel secure. I think after that, then yes, off you jolly will go and either start a new career or pick up the old one.
I basically stayed at home with all my kids till they were 5 years of age, so it's circumstance and the environment. You know, some people are not able to stay at home, some people have to go to work, so you know, if you're able, I'd say stay at home, but there's no kind of bad issues if you have to go to work, or it's not bad on the child or anything. You just make up for more for the time you miss.
Every couple's different, so if for your couple it doesn't work, if there's one dominant earner and you're happy with that, and that, again, you're a couple, you make those decisions. But as a general premise, I think it should be encouraged more that women are supported going to work and supported when they go home as well.
So interesting watching that then. I think the general vibe from that was mums should stay at home for the first year if they can, but then going back to work, there's lots of pressures as well. And of course, let's not forget that some of the people we spoke to, they're not necessarily working mums. So we might not be getting the whole picture there. So let's look at it. Stacey, what are your thoughts? Stay at home mum versus working mum. Is there one that you think, you prefer over another?
I think I'm going to be totally honest, and I believe that a stay-at-home mum is best. That's just I know lots of people are going to say lots of comments and stuff like that, but for me, I think staying at home, seeing your child's first, like being there for your child, I just think it's lovely, it's amazing, all the lows, I don't know, I just prefer it than going back to work. Okay. I think personally, I'm there for my child, I can do everything for my child, there's no one else, he's not dependent on anyone else other than his mum. I would have easily been happy with my husband stay at home. I just think that one of us should have be a stay-at-home parent.
And you have done the other side though, haven't you?
Yes.
You have been a working mum as well.
Yeah.
And how was that?
It was so painful for me. I cried going to work literally every day, and I ended up stopping because it was just horrible, she was walking, there were certain things that I weren't able to see. There was my mum coming and telling me she's learnt this today. It was just too painful for me. It was horrible. I wanted to be there for her, and I felt like I wasn't able to.
And Lucy, you're currently a stay-at-home mum, but you have done the working mum thing as well.
I mean, I worked. Yeah, I didn't go back to work immediately after either of my previous two children were born. I decided not to go back to work after my first one for a variety of reasons, really. I mean, one of the things was we would have really struggled to work out the childcare because I worked as a teacher and I left early and I got back late, and I also had to work at weekends at home. And my husband's job is kind of all over the place. He does abroad trips, and there just would have been days when we literally would have had nobody available to watch the children. And also there's nothing that anybody could have paid me to miss out on those firsts. So I can remember going out, even just for an hour or so to a dance class and being really worried I was going to miss something just in that 1 hour.
Really?
And I just, particularly in that first year when it goes by so quickly and it's so fleeting, the idea that I might miss out on those tiny little things. Nothing that anybody could have paid me for a job would have made me trade that.
Okay, well what about, I think it's quite maybe a luxury to be able to be a stay-at-home mum, because let's not forget, lots of people go back to work not because they want to, because they're like, you know, career ambitious, because they have to pay the mortgage and the rent and the bills, and it's not everyone has that choice, do they?
No.
We've had to make a lot of sacrifices.
I think you do, yeah.
I think there's sacrifices either way. I don't think there is a perfect setup. You know, if you go back to work, you might be potentially sacrificing seeing some of those firsts that were what mattered to me. And for us, we've had to sacrifice a lot financially.
Yeah.
But you know, there's always something that has to give, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So for me, I kind of do a bit of both. I freelance and stay at home as well, because I found myself sort of without a job where I thought I was going back to a job kind of thing. But I do find being a stay-at-home mum really hard. I found it really lonely at times. I feel like I'm not contributing to the pot, you know, that you get your money from at the end of the month, and I also don't feel challenged enough. You know, I love my son with all my heart, but I have to be able to go out of the house to do bits. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going insane, because there's only so many conversations I can have with a 14-month-old. And I also, and this is just being really honest, I get jealous of my other half sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Definitely.
you get to leave the house. And he's like, hang on a sec, I'm going to work to earn money. I'm like, it's not work. You're going off and having fun. And you get to go on a train and you have 2 half-an-hour journeys a day all by yourself.
I spent 4 hours in the car today, and I'd be like, oh, that sounds lovely.
Sounds like heaven.
You listen to the radio. Like, the idea of just having 4 hours just in your own thoughts is just lovely, compared to like when you're at home juggling a child's needs.
So would you say that there's not really ever a right scenario or an ideal situation,
I don't think there's
or
a perfect one?
No.
Is there? I think there's always something that has to give.
And I think I have a lot of friends who've gone back to their careers full time, and they feel like they're never giving 100%. They're never giving 100% to their career, and they can't give 100% at home because their child is either with a childminder or in a nursery, so they're missing out on loads. But then at work, they're having to leave early, and they're not getting the promotions because they can't make that meeting.
Yeah.
That's largely how I felt. I mean, I was a teacher before I had my children, and I knew what it took for me to be a good teacher, and I knew that now that I had children, I wouldn't be able to give what I needed to give to be as good a teacher as I wanted to be, and it was just always going to be too much compromise for me. I think I would have felt like I was being a rubbish mum.
Yeah.
And a not very good
agree.
teacher. I just don't think in my situation with my particular jobs, I would have felt like I was doing a good job.
So you
at
just wanted to
either.
focus on one.
Yeah, do a good job at one thing rather than a kind of mediocre job at both.
But I do totally understand that there's some mums that do want to get back to work. It's not, sometimes it can be to do to money, sometimes it's not. Sometimes, like you said, they just want to, they've worked really hard with their careers, they just want to go back to work and continue that.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. I just think we're all different, and we should be able to do whatever we want to do if the child's happy. And that's
Well said. So I think maybe we should leave our discussion here and find out what the other mums from Channel Mum think about the whole, should you go back to work or should you be a stay-at-home mum?
Really sick of this whole phrase working mum guilt. I think it's a really old-fashioned way of thinking about what working mums feel, and I think we should just get rid of it, just ditch the label in the same way that full-time mums ditch the whole stay-at-home mum thing, because it does come with a stigma.
Only the other day I was crying on a vlog going to work because I felt so bad that I was leaving Harrison on the weekend. I felt like I should be with him, and I'd actually chosen to go to work out of choice for overtime, but I had to weigh up the pros and the cons, and the cons were that I would have more money at the end of the month. And you know what? We need money to survive, and unfortunately I'm not in that position where I can just stay at home with Harrison and live off of my partner's wage.
But you know what we're forgetting to value is the fact that playgrounds across the UK are jammed full of lawyers, scientists, of engineers, of teachers, of social workers, and they're all using their skills to look after their kids, and that's amazing. But we need to get more women back into the workplace. Workplaces are really suffering without the experience and knowledge that mothers can bring to the office.
I think there isn't a right or a wrong. You need to do what's right for you and do the best with the circumstances that you have. I'm just happy that I'm doing this, and being at home with Jay means a lot to me. As I've said, I waited so long to be a mum, so in some ways it just feels right that I get to spend time with him, because I know these years are going to go so quickly.
So listening to our Channel Mum vloggers there, a bit of everything that we've discussed really. Some people have to go back to work, some people don't want to, some people do want to, you know, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I sort of think at the end of the day, why have children if you're going to get someone else to bring them up for you? I mean,
quite a strong view.
It is, but then you know, what is the point? If you are really in that mad rush to get back to work, do you need to have children? You know, I think children need to know who their parents are, and we need to be there for them. So,
do you think that if a mum
I'm not necessarily saying it has to be me, or it has to be mum, or it has to definitely be dad, but I think there just needs to be somebody there.
You mean a family member?
Yeah.
So maybe a grandparent or something?
Yeah, I don't see why it shouldn't be a grandparent, but I think people that are going to go back to work and put their children straight back into care of somebody else, I think is a bit strange to me.
When you say straight back, what kind of timescales are you talking? Because most people I know have kind of 6-9 months, a year maternity leave. Are you talking about people that go sort of straight back after a few weeks?
Well, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I kind of think, for me, obviously, I've made the decision to have long-term leave to sort of be off to be around for my children. But I think anybody that is going to be in a massive hurry to go back to full-time work and hand over most of their child's childcare at almost any age is going to be kind of a bit crazy to me, because your children never stop needing you. I mean, babies need you, but you could argue that a teenager's going to need you just as much.
Because most of my friends have gone back to work full-time and their babies are in full-time nursery. And their argument would be that their baby is learning in a different environment, you know, they're picking up all these new skills, they have quality time in the evenings, they have quality time at the weekends. And, you know, I would hate to judge them for their choices, but perhaps you think that is a strange choice to make.
I just think it is for me. I know that if I'd gone back to work, the amount of time I would have spent with my children wouldn't have been quality time. It would have been an hour in the morning when I was hustling everybody out the door because I needed to get to work on time. And then it would have been the 2 hours when I got home, between getting home and tea time, when it would have been tea, bath, bed, get your reading done, get your homework sorted. And I just don't feel like I would have had any quality time at all with them during the week if I'd been back at work.
Joe, I'm one of those people, I can't decide what I think about this, because I put my son into nursery 2 days a week. I miss him while he's there, but then I want him to go. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer to this. I think it's the hardest thing, actually, that we face as mums. I really genuinely do. Forget all the feeding debates and stuff. I think this is the hardest thing. It really is. Yeah. There is no easy answer. So this is a subject we have actually tackled on Channel Mum a couple of times already, the whole working mum, stay-at-home mum thing. Some really interesting stats I've got here that kind of make this issue even more complex. 1 out of 9 women felt forced out of their jobs when they were pregnant. So that to me kind of says that some women are ending up perhaps in the stay-at-home role that perhaps they didn't actually want to. It was more that it was forced upon them, that's quite a shocking statistic, I think. No one should be forced out of their job for being pregnant, for one. But then on the flip side, the worth of a stay-at-home mum is £159,137 per year. That is how much you are worth, Stacey. That is how much, if you were getting paid for all the jobs you're doing at home, so that, you know, that's driving your children to and from school, that's the cooking, the cleaning, the coaching, you know, through the homework and everything, that is worth 160 grand. That is quite astounding, isn't it?
That is.
But also, 1 in 3 working mums say they would actually like to quit their jobs and actually be stay-at-home mums. Because we mentioned this earlier, but not everyone has a choice. A lot of people are at work out of necessity to pay the bills.
And the flip side is that's 1 in 3, so 2 in 3 quite like being at work.
Well, there you go. Oh my God. So this could go on. This debate could go on all day. It's so interesting. There's so many different facets to it. Definitely. But I think the main thing is just be confident in your decision and your choice. Thank you so much, ladies. And Ashlyn, oh my goodness, let us know what you think. Is there a right or a wrong answer with this one? I really don't think there is, but we would love to hear from you. If you have enjoyed this episode of Mum's the Word, do click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Channel Mum so you don't miss another episode, and let us know what you think about this hot topic. You can let us know, that's right, in the comments section below. Perhaps even make a video if you want to try your hand at doing that. Upload it to your social media channels, then pop a link in the comments below. We really look forward to hearing your views on this topic. Thank you so much for watching.